So I sound like a frog. Hey, so today I thought we could talk about the new Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. This is Jaclyn's second palette with Morphe Cosmetics, Morphe brushes. And it's a wild ride of colors. It's got these really crazy purples and pinks at the bottoms, and then at the kind of top it has some more neutral shades, and then it also adds a little bit of a vibe with some gold. Then of course it has a black in the corner because why would you not? So today I thought we could do a bit of a look with everything. I thought we could do 4 different eyeshadow looks, one that showed off these purples, one that did pinks, one that touched on these neutrals, and then I kind of want to do gold. So what I'm going to do is apply a quick base, and I'll link some products down below, and then we'll come back and we'll do one eye, and then I'll take it off and do it again. All right, see you in a second. So we're back. We have a base on, and we're going to go ahead and get into the eyeshadow. So I think what I'm going to do first is play around with the neutrals in the palette and the gold, because I did already use this palette once. I was just like playing around, and I did notice there's a bit of staining when it comes to the more violent shades. That's kind of normal. I'm like 90% sure these are pressed pigments, because that's usually where cosmetics brands can get away with these like really bright shades. They use pressed pigments, which technically aren't eye safe according to whoever makes that decision. I forget if it's the FDA or who does that. But like people do anyway. It's just like legal reasons they can't say that. We're going to do the brown gold look first. So this is really big. This is the E23. I'm going to list brushes because I always want to know what people are using, and it gets annoying when people don't list it on YouTube and I have to ask, so I'm going to do it. So we're just going to grab, it's weird, all of the neutrals are cool toned. They have a couple browns that are warm. YOLO. Okay, let's just grab Perfectionist. We're just going to go ahead and lock that in the crease. I forgot that I was doing one eye of each look, but thankfully this is a neutral, good first transition shade anyway, so I'm going to stick to one eye. And I should zoom you in. All right, now that we are up close and personal, I'm going to do the yellow shade next. I don't know why, I just really want to dip into this yellow. This is No Joke, and I'm taking that on an M441. Again, Morphe. Okay, that's not what was pictured. Maybe if I wasn't using a fluffy brush and I was just, oh, actually that's kind of bright. I was thinking maybe if it was like a packer brush, like on the lid, that it would look a little bit brighter, but I guess it's kind of bright. I'm regretting using the Love Perfectionist shade, so I'm just going to kind of go over that with this yellow. All right, we've got a substantial bit of like yellow gold going on here. So next I want to take a smaller brush. I'm going to use the M433. I think I used this brush for like all of my inner corner shades forever. Just packing that on the outer crease, giving it a little blenderoo. Grabbing the brush that had the yellow on it and with nothing on it, just kind of blending it back through. Now I really want to grab the glittery gold in the palette called Talia. That only center glittery ass shade. Flawed and all, it is just, this is like a regular orange. So I'm going to go ahead and use my finger. That's insane. Hold on, you're not close enough to appreciate this. Like, what? That is beaming. That is insane. Wow. I remember in her vault, she had a yellow that was supposed to be this. And it wasn't. Okay, wow. That was beautifully insane. So, and then we're just going to do like we normally do. Grab a really small pointed brush. This is the Sigma E45. I'm probably going to grab the shade G Money and just kind of lightly go over that crease again. Since we're doing different eyes, two different eyes, two different looks. I'm just going to go ahead and do my under eye. And I'm just going to add a quick coat of mascara. So that is look number 1. Alright, so for this second look, we're going to pick up some of the shades in this area. Like I don't know what color these are. They're just neutral. Browns, pinky browns. They're pinky browns. We're going to go with pinky browns. So I already laid Perfectionist in the crease from earlier. And then I'm going to grab another fluffy brush. I'm just kind of picking fluffy brushes. This is the M441. That was the same exact brush I used in the other eye too. That's funny. And I'm going to try to get it more pinky. So I'm going to grab Thick Skin. Pop that in the crease on top of Perfectionist. These shadows blend pretty well. I really was a fan of her first palette, and I don't see much of a difference with this one. The only complaint really is that when I used this the other day, I learned that a lot of these colors in this top area, they kind of look the same. They look different in the pan, but when you're actually like applying them, the top row, Love Handles, Comfort Zone, Perfectionist, and Thick Skin, I didn't see a super huge difference when I like layered them all together. They kind of just blended into one. But maybe they play differently with the other colors in the bottom. I'm not entirely sure. All right, we've got Love Handles blended in. And then we're going to grab a darker shade. We're going to jump into Next, which is actually a color more in the bottom range, but it's still on that like pinky kind of vibe. Just packing that into the outer corner. And then once we've deposited most of the shadow, just kind of wriggling it out towards the edge of the eye. And this is more smoky than not. Like, on a normal day's makeup, I might not do all of this. And then grabbing the same brush that we used for Thick Skin and touching into it very lightly. Just going to kind of go over that edge. The one thing I did notice about this palette when I used it the other day was that even if the shadows blended together, it creates a really nice gradient. So it kind of tricks the eye into thinking that like, oh, it's just the same shade, just lighter and darker or whatnot, but it's actually the different shadows coming together. So it's kind of nice. So now I'm going to grab Ride or Diamonds, which is super glitzy. Actually, I'm going to grab Drama Queen, and then I'm going to also do Ride or Diamonds. So Drama Queen first. Where'd it go? Oh, I think this is a topper. Morphe's doing this topper thing. I don't like it. Give me a eyeshadow that color, not something to put on top all of my other looks. But, okay. That's actually really pretty. That's a really pretty transition. So then we're going to grab, again, our little Sigma E45. A little bit of, I guess, Thick Skin. Just a very tiny bit. Just to kind of go over the shimmer. Just to make sure there's blended edges there. And then moving on to the lower lash line. Again, I'm going to hop off and put mascara on. Okay, so here we are back with mascara on the left eye. I'm gonna bring you in a little bit closer. So these are the eye looks that we have today. I feel like you can really see that Ride or Diamonds on this eye. I can't close my right eye. It's weird. But that gold is really something else. Alright, so here you are, zoomed back out. These are the final looks. I get that it's kind of funny seeing them on one on each eye, so I'll pretend I only have half a face. And then the side. I think both of these looks are super pretty. You know what? depending on the day, I'd be tempted to wear this. Just rocking 2 different colors. I think that Rider Diamond shade is very unique. The other shimmer is kind of, it's pretty, but it's not like completely unheard of. As far as shimmers go, the Talia shade is honestly one of the brightest yellow glitters I've ever seen. I mean, like, let me grab her vault. So on the left here is Coin from the vault, and then this is Talia from the new palette. Honestly, Coin, it does look brighter on here, but from being a user of that palette, I remember there was even like drama in a video of hers where like you'd had to put on like a lot. It was like effort to get to stick on your eye, whereas like this one went on magically. So I'm going to go ahead and take off this eye makeup, reapply my base, and then we're going to dip into some of the more crazy bright pink purple eyeshadows. Okay, friends, welcome back. We've gone ahead and redone our eye makeup. I think there's a little bit of residual glitter on my eye, but I don't think you really noticed that too much because I'm pretty sure the concealer covered it up. This Tarte Shape Tape we're talking about. So I'm going to try to remember to do one eye than the other. We're going to do purple. So we're going to do bright purple, bright pink. See what that kind of looks like. So I'm going to bring you back in again. Since we're going to be using a lot of bright colors, I'm going to go ahead and put some powder on my under eye area. To do that, I'm going to grab the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. I like this powder a lot, but since it's a little bit lower on a price point than some of my normal powders, I'm going to use that to set my under eye. Not set my under eye, but brace for fallout. Because I don't feel as bad for using more of it. Alright, so now that we're looking extra special, we're going to start with one of our eyes. So starting out with the pinks, I'm going to do Tipsy Girl, Lolly Mama, and then this kind of shimmery shade over here. So I'm going to go in with Tipsy Girl first, and I'm just going to apply that as my first transition shade. That's pretty bright. And then of course, because we have hooded eyes, we're making sure that we're doing our makeup with the eyes open and looking straight into the mirror. And then we're going to grab another slightly smaller brush. This is the M573, and we're going to dip into Lolly Mama. Keep this shadow a little more concentrated on the outside edge. See, it kind of like, you can't tell there's 2 eyeshadows on there, but it doesn't just look like one color. You can tell we have a bit of a gradient now. Okay, and then the last shade we're going to grab is Dance Party. This brush is already stained blue, M433. I think Dance Party has a bit of a shimmery reflect in it. Kind of how the Tati Beauty ones do. Or Tati, yeah, I think it's Tati Beauty. That's actually really pretty. Oh, I'm getting a bit of blue. Abort, abort. I'm just going to grab the same brush again. The M573. One look you could do is just make the rest of this matte, and that would look really pretty. But I want to try the Empowered shimmer. I'm going to grab a bit more on the M434. I'm going to grab a little bit of Oh Hello, just because that's not as dark as I want it. That didn't add much more darkness. Let's just go right into Temptress, which is a black. Okay, a bit better. So I've got Empowered on my finger. Whoa, that looked a little bit more chill in the pan. Oh my god. Wow. It definitely looks like nice and maroon and easy in the pan, but on the eyes, yikes. Wow. This is the part where I grab a little crease brush, that next one again, just to get the inner corner. That shade is gorgeous. It's got like really high intensity, like reflex in it. It kind of makes me want to grab a definer brush and do a bit of like a loose black eyeliner line. It just feels like it deserves it. Okay, dang. Now let's finish our lower lash line. That's insane. That's pink. Just for fun, we're gonna grab another brush and just go over things lightly. This look is calling for a matte brow bone. So we're gonna grab Bone White, which is the white color. Just blending that in right below the brow bone. That's more contrast than I wanted, but that's okay. I'm gonna grab a little tiny under eye brush and just go over the edge of it, just to bring us back. This doesn't have any product on it. I'm actually wiping product off and just going back over it. So now we're gonna do purples, M518. Not too different. The bottom one, the 573, is a bit more tapered. All right, let's just fucking go for it. I'm scared to go for it. Let's do Therapy Sesh. That's violet. A lot of shades in this color area will look awesome in the pan, and then when they go on your lid, they're like lackluster or patchy. And I don't feel like that's happening here. Like, they look pretty frickin' perfect in my view, but this looks pretty awesome. Let's see if we can wing that out a bit more. I like that. All right, let's add Not My Journey on top of it. The Morphe E22. Oh, I don't think I used this shade yet. That wasn't so scary. It's deeper on the lid. That looks pretty alright. That's a nice gradient. And then for a darker shade, we're gonna grab Stay True, which is almost kind of like a maroony color. Just pop that on the outer corner. Flick it out towards the edge. You can really see all that trouble. Okay, now that we have our base done, we have a choice of a dark purple or a lighter purple. We're gonna use both. So grabbing some of Good Place on my finger. That was a little underwhelming. Grab a little more. There we go. This color would look really nice by itself with like not purple crease, like some grays or some like cool toned colors. Then we're gonna grab a Moment. See, they kind of stain. I like a moment better. But together, they are very cool. Provide this kind of gradient. Just while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and grab Palo, which is the only color I haven't used. Oh my god, that was like butter. Just going to pop Palo in the middle. I don't know how much that did. This is Palo. That was my fault. My watch is in the way. Very pretty. Gonna dip into that black. A little in the outer corner. That didn't honestly even do anything. It's already so dark. And this is a really neat brush from Morphe. It's the E16. It's this really thin, like, chisel brush. You can use a sponge for this. You can use anything else. I'm just oddly satisfied by how, like, that fits. Oh, that's so cool. So we're just going to add this powder on top to try to get rid of some of that color. Wipe away that last little bit of powder. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to add some mascara and some eyeliner, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back with the final look. I added white eyeliner in the lower lash line. The only white eyeliner I think is really nice is the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner. It's just in, I think it's the shade Exit? Yeah, the shade Exit, I guess. I don't know the staying power of this because I'm going to be taking this off kind of soon. I haven't had a huge chance to try it, but I have had trouble finding white eyeliners that worked. Definitely got eyeshadow on my chin. So again, I'm going to bring you in for a bit of a closer look. The pink shade has a lot of like glitters in it. Like the purples are much more of like a true shimmer, whereas if you look up close, the pink, you can really see like some glittery vibes. So yeah, this is the completed look. I didn't do an inner corner highlight because I forgot to on the other 2 looks. And these are honestly like bright enough on their own where they don't really need it. I feel like you can also see a difference where I did the brow bone highlight on the pink look and where I didn't include it on the purple look. So if you were ever curious whether or not the brow bone like highlight shades mattered, I think you can kind of see a difference here. Okay, so let's talk about the palette. Again, these are all of these shades. They're really pretty. To be perfectly honest, I didn't even touch these red shades over here. So there's definitely an orange moment that hasn't been recorded. I feel like a lot of people focus on the pinks and the purples, which is mainly where we were down here. We touched on these yellows, but you could easily also kind of have an orange kind of look. This shade in the middle here is actually a coral. So I feel like you could also kind of have a look with that. This red is supposed to have glitter in it. You could very easily take some of the shimmers that I used and do like the neutral in the crease and then the shimmer on the lid. Well, my camera battery is flashing at me and I'm terrified I'm going to lose all of this footage. So we're going to wrap it up here today. I think this palette is worth the purchase if you're kind of like new and wanting to experiment with color. I think it handles the pink purples really well. Again, the neutrals kind of look similar, all said and done. But I have a feeling that that might come into play differently when you start using them on their own with different shimmers combined in the palette, but I haven't done that yet, so I don't really know. But yeah, overall, I think this is a really nice palette. I think the quality is pretty on par with the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palettes in the past. So I hope that you consider picking this up. And if you do, let me know what you create with it and if you like it. All right, I'll see you next time.